Hi everyone, I'm Terry, and this is the Yarn Joy podcast, episode number 141. Welcome. Well, let's just get right into it and see what I've done this week. Okay, so for my finished objects, I have got 4. Four. Okay, so the first one is, last week I was showing you that I was working on Timothy the T-Rex. This is a paid-for pattern. I got it off Etsy. The pattern designer is Kelsey Liggett. I think I pronounced it right. I'll put a link in the description box below on where you can find the pattern. Anyway, I did finish it, and this will be for a little birthday gift. And making sure I don't step on my grand dog back here that I'm dog sitting. Okay, so here is Timothy. I've got him all finished. I really like the colors that I picked out to use to make him with. I think it turned out really cute. It's really bright, cheerful colors. This green is a Mainstays green, I think it's called. It's very similar to Red Heart Spring Green, I think. And then the blue is some sort of a bright blue color, something that I had in my scraps. Okay, and I used 12 millimeter eyes. I believe it called for 10, but I used 12. But besides that, I didn't change anything in the pattern. I think he turned out super cute, and he does stand up really well. So anyway, there you go. There's Timothy. Okay, so that is finished object number 1. Okay, so finished object number 2 is Preemie hat number 3 for the month. And this is my monthly goal of doing 3 Preemie hats per month, so then I can donate them in October for the Halloween hat drive at one of our area NICUs in the hospital. So here it is. This is a bear hat, but it is called the Bernat Bear Hat, and it is by Sarah Zimmerman of Repeat Crafter Me. And I really enjoyed putting him together. It was really fast and worked out really well. The eyes, I just stitched on with some black yarn. I didn't do circles, I don't know if you can tell, but I just kind of stitched over some of the white until I got kind of a round shape. And that was a idea by Sarah. She has on her site, well, it's a written pattern, but then at the bottom she has a video where she shows how she sewed on the ears, I think, and a few of the different items. And she talked about how there was like 3 different variations of eyes, suggestions on how you could do the eyes. And so I watched that video, and that's the one I decided to do. So anyway, I think it turned out really cute. Okay, so that is finished object number 2. So finished object number 3 is goes along with the tutorial that I just really posted. This is the Flower Power Squares. Somebody had requested me do a tutorial of it, and so I ended up doing 2 squares. One to familiarize myself with the pattern, this one, and then one to do the tutorial with. So I've got these 2 squares. They turned out 5 inches each, 5-inch squares. This is part of a pattern called the Flower Power Beach Bag by Yarnspirations. I will link it below, but you don't have to make the bag out of it. These would be really cute squares to sew together to make a little girl's blanket or whatever you want. So anyway, if you are interested in making these little squares, I will put a link to the tutorial. I have both right and left-handed versions on making them. And like I said, it is a Yarnspirations pattern, and so I will link that below as well. Okay, so that is works in progress number 3. 3A, 3B. Okay, and so works in progress number 4 is the shawl that I've been working on. This is also a Yarnspirations pattern. It is called the Fringed shawl, and I made it a little bit different. I will post the link to the pattern below in the description box. This is a pattern that I used some more of the Lion Brand mandala cakes. Trying to use up some right down there out of my stash, and I used the colorway Wizard, And this actually was just the way I made it. It ended up just being one ball, or one cake, except that for the last row and a half, I went into the next cake because I wanted, since I started with this dark blue right here in the center, I wanted to end with that same color. See, it's not blocked, so the edges roll just a little bit. Anyway, now I did not make it as long as the pattern called for. They had it where it started a whole lot longer. That very center granny stitch row on the pattern started with 45 shells per side, and I only made mine 35 shells long because I didn't want it to hang down as far. Now I'll show you kind of what it looks like. Okay, so get it all straightened here. Okay, so I just made it until it was kind of a nice width that I thought it would be good for a shawl, but I didn't want it to hang down as long as the one in the pattern, because this is going to be also something that I will be donating to the one of the nursing homes. So anyway, I really enjoyed making it. All it is basically is just a granny rectangle, and you just keep going around, round, until you get the width that you want, or at least that's what I did. I could have stopped a lot sooner if I wanted to make it into a scarf. I think it would have been really pretty scarf as well. Okay, so I think that's all I need to say about that one. Oh, it is called the Fringed shawl, but I'm not going to put the fringe on it, because if it's going to go to somebody that says in a wheelchair or something, I don't want the fringe to get hung up in their chair or whatever. I was thinking that might interfere with something, so I'm not going to put the fringe on it. Okay, so that is my 4 finished objects for today. So on to my works in progress. My works in progress, I'm still working on the granny summer bag. Oh, one more thing about the shawl. This also would qualify, since it is the granny stitch, it would qualify as participating in the Season of the Granny challenge that Krista of the Secret Yarnery and Glenda of the Creative Grandma is hosting. Okay, now on to the next one. This one would also qualify for Season of the Granny. This is the Granny Summer Bag. I will put in a picture here as to what it's going to look like when I get it all put together. Okay, so I have got I just dropped something. Okay, so I've got all the squares put together except for one. I got to do one more, because in the pattern you have to make 13 squares. Now, let me pick that up before the grand dog gets it. Just a minute. Okay, I got it. Okay, so this pattern actually called for Karen cotton cakes, and I could not find any. I don't know if maybe they're being clearanced out, maybe, I don't know. I didn't look real hard. I mean, I just went to one of the Michaels in the area, and they didn't have any. Well, they had one cake, but I needed more than one, and it was on clearance, so I didn't know if I would be able to find another one that same color. I don't know, but anyway, so I just went with sugar and cream. I think that's what it is. Of course, I don't have one of the skeins in here with me right now, but I know the color is called Violet Stripes. I think last week I had said that it was lilac stripes. It's not. It's violet stripes. Yeah. And this is sugar and cream stripes. Okay, it's cotton. Anyway, so here are the squares. It's just a solid, like a solid granny square. And I just, you know, when I ended one square, then I just continued on with the pattern, you know, making another one. So see, some of the centers are different colors. Right here, see? Really enjoying making these. So anyway, like I said, I do have 12 of these, and I need to make one more, and then I can start assembling the bag. And I will do I have been asked to do a tutorial on it. The squares are really simple, so I can get you started on one of the squares as I'm making my last one, and then show like how the construction of it, how it's going to be how I'm going to put it together. And I had also bought some material, I guess that's what I grew up calling it, fabric. Okay, so fabric, I bought some to line it because I was wanting to use this as a project bag, and as you can see, it is solid except that it's got the holes that are in the corners, and so I was thinking that it would be nice if I could line it, and that's not part of the instructions, so I was going to try to line it myself, and then I could talk about how I do that. So anyway, be looking for that video. Okay, so that is works in progress number 1. I'm almost done with this bag. It's going to be quite large because these squares are 7 inches. And so, and they're sit on diagonal when you make it. And so I think it's going to be a pretty hefty, pretty good size bag, but it would be perfect for a project bag if you're working on a project that's big, like a blanket or something, you know. But anyway, I'm almost finished with that, so stay tuned to see the finished project. Okay, so let's see, that was works in progress number 1. Works in progress number 2, since I finished the Scrappy Granny throw, I went ahead and started another blanket, and this is also just using up yarn that I have. I have a hanging shoe rack right there, you see that? And it was full of pretty full of Caron Simply Soft yarn, and mainly, I think basically is what that is back there. And so I just picked out some colors. Last week I showed you the colors. Yeah, I can show you again. I picked out 4 colors. I picked out this green, which is a chartreuse, I believe, and then this super duper yellow, I think it's called. And then these I've already started making the squares out of, but I picked out it's grape, and also this blue color. I don't remember what that one's called. Oh, cobalt blue. Okay, so anyway, this is going to be a lap gan, and I'll put in a picture here as to what it's supposed to look like. Okay, so I'm not going to make it quite that big, I don't think. I want to make it into a lap gan, and I think that blanket is actually larger, I think. So I'm kind of customizing. But anyway, here are the squares that I've done so far. Okay, I've done 3 blue ones, and then I've done 3 of the purple, and then I did 2 more that are just circles so far. But anyway, I'm going to try my layout as being 4 squares by 5 squares, so that'd be 20 altogether, which would be 5 of each color. And then I'm going to have plenty left over to do the that striped border that's all the way around it. I think it's going to look cool. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so like I said, the colors are Caron Simply Soft, and then I am doing, I don't know if you can tell, but that's like a charcoal gray, very dark, and that was actually in a package it was a mill-in mystery bag package that I had gotten from Lion Brand, I think, when they were on sale for like $2.99. I think it was Lion Brand. It was somebody's mystery bags. Anyway, and I got this big bag, and it was all this charcoal gray, and there's a pound of it in there. And so I'm using that as my tie together color. So anyway, and my blanket is coming out larger because I'm using an H hook instead of an F, I think the pattern calls for. And so my squares are coming out, I believe I measured them, they were like 8-inch squares. So anyway, I'm just kind of customizing the size to what I think may be a good lap gan size. So, okay, so that is works in progress number 2. Oh, this is called the Circles and Stripes Throw by Yarnspirations. Okay, right? No, I'm sorry, not Yarnspirations. Okay, the Granny Summer Bag is by Yarnspirations. Okay, this is the Circles and Stripes Throw, and that is from Crochet Magazine. Yeah. Okay. Next, one more works in progress. Michelle Estrada. She is the sweet girl that designed the Hugo the turtle pattern that some people have made. The cute little frog. The pig pillow, which I have that one. I have that one right here. That I made recently, right here. Okay. Anyway, she designed a new pattern, and this is for a koala family. It's like an adult with a baby, and she asked me if I would make the pattern and review it for her, and so she sent me the pattern, and so I started it today, and so far this is the baby. I have it pinned, the pieces. I haven't sewed them on yet, but I did put the safety eyes in. So anyway, so far that's it. I have to do arms and legs and you know, all the some more little details. But I think it's really cute, and so far I'm having a great time with the pattern. No problems whatsoever. Head and body is one piece. I like that. And so anyway, I am enjoying this, and I will definitely show you my progress on it as I get them put together. Okay, so thank you so much, Michelle, for letting me review this pattern. She has great patterns. Okay, next. Oh, that's it? That's all my works in progress. Okay, so my upcoming. Okay, so since I finished the shawl, this one, I want to start another shawl because I'm getting on a roll using some of these mandala cakes, and I'm liking that my shelf right back there is getting a little bit not quite as packed. So that's good. So one of my projects I want to do, probably work on it tomorrow, I think, is I want to go through that and take inventory as how many cakes I have of which color, because I think I've got probably around 2 to 3 cakes of each color that I've got back there. Maybe, I don't know. I don't have a bunch of cakes of them. Might have 4 of gnome, maybe. I'm not sure. But anyway, I want to take inventory so that way I can not customize. It'll help me pick out which patterns I want to use, depending on how many cakes it takes. And so, but I do want to do another shawl, get that started, and I think I'm going to be doing the Erigenia shawl. Krista of the Secret Yarnery did a tutorial on it, and I have personally made 2 of the Erigenia, I don't know how you pronounce it, shawls. I've made 2 before, so I have the pattern. You know, I've done the pattern before, and it comes with a written pattern. It comes with a graph, and the graph was real easy. I think that was the first thing I ever actually followed a graph to make something, and so it was easy graph to follow, and also of course Krista has a crochet along where she did a tutorial demonstrating how to make that shawl, so I will try to link all that, the written pattern, I think, or where you can find the written pattern, and Krista's video, but anyway, so I think that shawl will be upcoming. I'll just have to figure out what color I want to use my another mandala cake. I believe when I made it before, I think it took, I want to say maybe like 1.5 cakes to make one. I think that's right, unless it was 2. It was right around there, I think. I need to, that was before I was keeping real good records as to what I used. I know the colorways I used. The first one I made with Spirit. The second one I made with, now I can't remember the color. Sphinx. Yeah, Sphinx. I think that's how you pronounce it. All Lion Brand mandala cakes. So anyway, so that's going to be upcoming. I want to get started on that. Oh, and I found a pattern for the cutest, what I call backpack buddies, and I haven't made any backpack buddies in a while, and I'm just gonna have to make this pattern. I'll let it be a surprise as far as what it is, what the pattern's for. You know, which pattern it is. I'll let it be a surprise, so you can come back next week and see what it is. But it's so cute. I gotta make one. I might make more than one. Okay, so that's upcoming. And that's it. The video for this bag, the construction of the bag, should be upcoming. Oh, I did have somebody ask me to make a video tutorial on the rectangles and squares throw that we did, but the as written pattern for the square, I did one for the as written pattern for the rectangle part, and so somebody asked me to do the square because it is a little bit tricky to read as far as the written instructions, and so I had somebody ask me to do it, and so I said sure, I could do it. So that will be upcoming as well. Okay, I think that's it. Okay, so next section, I got some happy mail. This is a Valentine. I got a Valentine card in the mail, and this is from Terri. She and I have exchanged back and forth little gift thing, well, not swaps, well, kind of swaps. I mean, she was so sweet. She saw that I was looking for particular yarn, and she just sent them to me, and so then of course I sent her a little gift, a little package back as a thank you, and then she turned around and sent me something else, and so we've kind of been back and forth sending each other things. And so I had sent her a little Valentine. I did another one of those hearts right there, that granny square heart. I made another one and sent it to her, and I made her a couple of little stitch markers, one that had the name of her little dog on it. And so anyway, so she sent me a Valentine's card. This is a little card that she made. I believe she made it. It's a little heart. Isn't that cute? Lots of little stickers on it, and it opens up, see, and she wrote a little cute little note. I think that's so cute. And then in the little envelope, she also had this one. This reminds me of the little Valentines we used to get from when we were children, because I sent her one. And so she sent me this, and then two little pages with stickers on them. These are little heart stickers, and they do have some glitter on them, so I like that. And this one is some little Valentine stickers, and I love those too. And so I'm definitely going to be using these in my crochet notebook where I keep my project information. So thank you so much, Terri. That was a sweet little surprise in my mailbox. And let's see what else. Made a couple of acquisitions. I need to, any of you that are doing the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer crochet kit, some of the upcoming characters that we will be making, where we have to get the supplies ourselves. Well, some of them, I think I counted up maybe 5 of them need 4.5 millimeter safety eyes. Ooh, they're shaking. And so I found these on Etsy, and I will put a link in the description box below to Delilah Iris is the name of the Etsy shop, and she sent them to me really fast, and there's like 10 pairs in here, so I'll have plenty. And so I was very happy with her customer service. And so I'll put a link in below to her Etsy shop, so that way if you need 4.5 millimeter safety eyes, that's where you can find them, or one place you can find them. Okay, and then I also got a book from Amazon. I couldn't resist it. It is called 3D Granny Squares, 100 Crochet Patterns for Pop-Up Granny Squares. And I think this is an awesome book. Look at that. Look at those squares. Look at that sheep square. I think that is so cute. Anyway, there's 100 squares. Like, here's a kiwi. Here's a rainbow. There's an apple right there on the corner. And you can see some more back here. There's a teddy bear and a cow. And then there's some flower squares. And right there is a lemma square. Anyway, these are really cute. I haven't even looked, I mean, I've looked at them, but not that close. So let me see if I can see right quick if it tells me. I'm assuming they're all the same size squares, so they'll be interchangeable. It doesn't tell me. It's probably in the beginning somewhere as far as what size squares these make. That's what I was trying to look for. It has both, I think it has, well, there's conversion charts in the front. It's written in U.S. terms. Yeah, it's in U.S. terms, and there's some graphs and the written pattern. So that's awesome. A few projects. Let me see. This one I thought was really cute. well, if I can find it. It's a bag. Now I don't see it. It's in here somewhere. Anyway, it's got some pineapple squares. I thought was really cute. And somebody, not a bag, they made a pillow out of it. Yeah, a pillow cover. There it is. There it is. Okay, so see, let me see if I can get that and not show anything else. Yeah, see that? It's a pineapple pillow using pineapple squares. There's the pineapple square. Anyway, stuff like that. There's like a one where they put a bunch of squares together and they made like a baby right there, that block right there that's got several different squares. I thought that was really cute too. So I got this. I will put a link below where you can find it on Amazon's where I bought it. But I thought it was really interesting. I love all the little pattern ideas and squares. So that is my acquisitions. Oh, and I had to buy another big box of fiberfill. And so it's like for my amigurumis, and so it's huge, like a big 5-pound box is over there on the floor. And if anybody is interested in knowing, the last time I ordered of that box, it was in middle of June of last year, and I still have, I'm not into it yet, but I'm going to need it pretty soon. And so I'm thinking that I've probably got about 8 to 9 months out of that one big 5-pound box. So I think that was a pretty good deal. I got the 5-pound box for like $12.99 from Walmart.com. And I can try to find a link to that and put that below too if anybody of you needs a large amount of fiberfill. Okay, I think that's it. Let me look at my notes right quick here. Yes. So thanks everybody for coming by and checking out what I've done for this past week. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for my subscribers, the subscribers that have been with me from the beginning, and thank you and welcome to new subscribers. I hope you enjoy what you see or check out my videos and like what you see. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. I love meeting and interacting with people from all over the world. It's such an awesome thing. It's so fun to be able to talk to people or interact with like the people that comment on my videos, those that enjoy yarn and yarny things as much as I do. So I really like that. It's just an awesome thing. I love reading the great comments that everybody leaves me. So thank you so much. So I do have a Facebook group. Go over and join that if you're part of Facebook. The group is called Yarn Joy Podcast. We're almost to 1,000 members over there, so that's really exciting. And I just love seeing everybody post pictures of the things that they're working on, and I just loved seeing everything. And the interaction that everybody's having. You know, somebody will have a question about something and then somebody else can help them out on it. It's just awesome. I love the community there, as well as the community here on YouTube. So anyway, I think that's it. So everybody have a great weekend, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.